desolate shade and there only but let us rather hold fast the morning shore, liking it,
Philip, I sleep no more.
new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrow strikes heaven on the face that it resounds, as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like a syllable.
When I believe, I'll wait. When I know, believe, and when I can redress. As I shall find the time to friend, I will. But you have spoken, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. You have not touched you. I am young, but something you may deserve through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent man to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things fall would wear brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my purpose.
Perchance even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child. Those precious motives along those strong knots of love, without leave taking, I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, poor country. Great tyranny lays down thy faces sure. For goodness dares not cheek thee where thou thy wrong. The title is a fear. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space that is in the tyrant's grasp, and rich east.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England I have offered goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it upon my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it hath before, more suffer in more sundry ways than ever, by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and the poor state will esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confineless heart.
Not in the legion of horror hell come a devil more damned than the evil of Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none. In my voluptuousness, your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire, all conscient impediments that would o'erbear, that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in a nature is a tyranny it hath made, the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. We fear not yet to take upon what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. Will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so.
Why this here grows in my most ill-composed affection, such a stanchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels in this other's house, and my more having would be a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious fruit than summer seed does, and hath lived, disappointed our slain king. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poison to fill up your will, of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces.
But I have none. The king becoming graces, as justice, verity, temperance, statelessness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude, I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting it many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth. If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am, as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation, miserable with an entitled tyrant, bloody scepter, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne will be his own interdiction stand accursed, and thou blasphemy his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king, the queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day as she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeat upon thyself has banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hopes end here.
Macduff, this noble person, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains hath thought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above, deal between thee and me. Even for even now, I put myself into thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here, abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself. For strangers to my nature, I am yet unknown to women, for never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men already at a point, was setting forth, now all together, and the chances of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
Sir, amen.
Stay in Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is their scarce axe for who, and good men's lives aspire before the flowers in their caps, dying wherever they sit.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hit the speaker, each minute seems new.
How does my wife
Why? Well,
and all my children?
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they are well at peace, my dear. When I came hither to transport the tidings which I had heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were off. It was to my belief, or rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power of full. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland will create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good Seward and 10,000 men. In order and better soldier, none than Christendom gives out.
What I could answer this comfort with delight, but I have words that would be howled out in desert areas which hearing should not watch me.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tone forever, who shall possess them with the heaviest sound they ever yet heard. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slain. To relate the manner where on the query of these murdered deers as a gentleman.
Merciful heaven! What man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words, the grief that does not smirk whispers o'er fraught heart and bids it break.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said it.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines for our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hellkite! All! Why all my pretty chickens and their dams at once they'll swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do it, but I can also feel it as a man. I cannot remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck from thee, not that I am. Not from thy own demerits, but for mine. Though slaughtered on their soul, heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Plot not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and bargain with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermissions front to front. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my swords. Set him, if he escape, heaven forgives him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, We go to the king. Our power is ready. Our lark is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking, and the powers above put on the instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Onward!
Okay, so for my character, I decided to wear red because red is a symbolic color of wrath. And Malcolm is the one that's like, let's get revenge on Macbeth and whatever, because he killed his dad. I mean, who really would get revenge on that? I also wore black to show kind of like sadness or whatever, because he's sad about the death, but he also wants to get revenge at the same time. And I played Malcolm since he's a very young character. I try to play him with a lot of emotion because young people typically have more emotion than older people. Like they're the ones who are just like, run, and old people are just like, no. And also something that we talked about as a group was the setting. We didn't know if we wanted the setting to be indoors or outdoors, but in the first line, Malcolm says, let us seek out some desolate shade. So we decided let's go out to the courtyard. There's going to be a lot of trees and it's going to be shady over there, so yeah.
While we were out there in that courtyard freezing our butts off, I tried to portray Macduff as the best of my abilities can take me. It didn't take me that far, but I feel like the length that it did take me was suitable for this play. Some of the actions that I did were probably dramatic, and that could be a good thing because I did think of Macduff as like a slightly dramatic in that scene with all those exclamation points in his lines and whatnot that I tried to incorporate into the film by raising my voice and whatnot, which is something I don't usually do. The clothing choice that I wore to the theme, I just thought it looked nice, and I thought Macduff looked nice, even though I never saw him.
For Ross is sort of like the deliverer of bad news basically throughout the novel. So I chose to wear all black because black also represents sadness, but also kind of death, just because he's bringing all this bad news. Also, I chose to speak in a more solemn tone just because he's delivering depressing news, so of course he wouldn't be happy about it. Also, the theme that we chose to emphasize within the play was revenge. So in our scene, we know that Malcolm and Macduff are trying to get revenge on Macbeth for killing his family. So we chose to emphasize that theme because it was the most important one within our scene, and then it's kind of set the whole basis for the feud that starts between them, and it's the whole reason why kind of drove the novel to what happened next.
Okay, so as a group, we talked about the importance of like the swords and how each color coordinated. So for Ross, we had black because it symbolizes death, bringing around death. For Malcolm, we had red because it was all about revenge. And for Macduff, we had white because it just kind of showed his innocence and how his kids and stuff were just murdered and all of that. As a director, as the choice of like holding the camera and being able to film them, I really wanted to move around the set. We kind of did some one takes here and there and just like kept on moving the camera. I followed them as they walked just to get that sense of movement throughout it, and so everything flows together. So yeah.